I spent years blaming everybody else and everything else for all my problems. I was not prepared to look and face the fact that it was me. It was me. When I had no more excuses or anything else that was external that I could blame, I would just make stuff up. I'll just mix up. No, I can't move forward with that right now because it's not right. It's not the right time. I'm just too tired right now. I have other things coming that I'd rather concentrate on. I need to save my money because you've got to step out of your comfort zone and really analyze where are these random beliefs coming from that are keeping me stuck. Terms here because I want to share some things with you today about stuckness. And I have so many exciting things to, like, seriously, I just feel like I could just go for 45 minutes, but I won't. I promise you I won't. Unless you want me to, then it's fine. It's a whole nother matter there. But I wanted to come and talk to you all very, very briefly today. As I say very briefly, I've already talked now for 5-10 minutes. But I wanted to talk about the issue of stuckness. How many of you, can we just be real? Have a moment of realness. I will know how many of you are really real because you'll give me a like or a love heart. How many of you feel like you're stuck in a certain area of your life and just like it's Groundhog Day, you just keep repeating the process over and over and over and you're like, OMG, is this ever going to end? And then you're scouring Google for like the latest, the latest solution to your diet woes or something. It's like, there's got to be something new out there. And then you find something, bing, pops up and you're like, great, I'm going to start this new diet on Monday. I'm going to do this new thing. It's going to be fabulous. Of course it's fabulous. It's fabulous until the same torture kicks in and nobody wants to be deprived of foods that you love. Please. And you end up sabotaging, you end up resisting what you know it is that you want, but you're resisting. And then you just procrastinate on the whole thing. And just, fact time. The longer you leave something untouched, right? So if you've if you've invested in something and they've never done it, right? So many of us. So many. We've invested in self-help programs online, never opened them up like me. I'll raise a hand. Oh man, I've wasted too much money to even count investing in self-help programs online and they're just gone, oh, no time for that. No time. I'll get around to that later. Oh, totally I'm going to do it. Like you tell yourself, I'm totally going to do it. Like I'm not a complete loser that just buys stuff and doesn't do it. No, I'm totally going to do it. I'll just do it later. So we fool ourselves, right? We fool ourselves because we don't want to live with we don't want to admit to ourselves that we're this lazy ass person that isn't going to do you're not going to do the thing that you already just bought. Yeah, I'm going to do it. I'm totally going to do it. I'm just going to do it later. Well, here we go. Erica, how you going? How you going? This is what we do, and we do it in all aspects of our life. The problem is it keeps you stuck, and then we wonder why. Why aren't my circumstances changing? Why is my weight the same? Why am I still gaining weight? Why can't I give up coffee, tea, cigarettes, whatever it is? Why can't I stop eating chocolate? Why? Because you are staying in your own stuckness. You are staying in your own stuckness. It's just like you got the super glue, glued your butt, and then stuck yourself in a chair, and you're wondering why you can't get up. People, I'm here today with the glue remover. Well, that could be a little painful. So if you did stick the super glue to your butt, I'm hoping that you wore some like really sturdy jeans because I'm going to rip you up out of that seat. So be warned. Be warned. Kim, how are you going? I really am going to make this super quick today, but we stay in these levels of stuckness and then we look all around us to everything that's going on all around us. We don't look within. No, we don't. No, because it's got to be somebody else's fault. It's got to be something else's fault. It's got to be the fault of this thing here, that thing here, my work schedule, my partner, the children, my stress levels, the demands that are on me at work, the car that keeps breaking down, my money, my finances. It's something else's fault, not me. No, I am blameless. I wear my halo because I'm perfect. It's never my fault. No. Now, when I talk about faults, I'm not trying to say that to make anybody bad. I sort of want to replace that with, okay. Let me replace that word with the word responsibility. Come on, people. We need to look at where the responsibility lies for your level of stuckness. Because if you're stuck somewhere, like what the stuck? If you're stuck somewhere, nobody and nothing is keeping you there but you. Like, can I just have a moment or something? I don't know. Mr. Barry, if you're still here, you got some musical instruments or something, we need like a ka-ching, like give me some star emojis or something, or give me a like and a love heart. Because seriously, I spent years blaming everybody else and everything else for all my problems. I was not prepared to look and face the fact that it was me. It was me. When I had no more excuses or anything else that was external that I could blame, I would just make stuff up. I'll just make stuff. No, I can't move forward with that right now because it's not right. It's not the right time. Right? Or no, I'm just too tired right now. Or no, I think I have other things coming that I'd rather concentrate on. Or I need to save my money because I don't know, who knows? The Telstra bill is going to come in. So I don't know. Right now, I'm not saying you should. No, Kylie is not saying, for all youngsters and adults that are watching, I'm not saying that you should not budget wisely. A budget is a very wise thing to have. Ooh, hallelujah, we love the budgets. And I'm saying sometimes you got to step out of your comfort zone and really analyze, where are these random beliefs coming from that are keeping me stuck? Because if you are stuck in your stuckness, it's your own beliefs that are keeping you there. Nobody else. It's not an external circumstance. It's not somebody else's fault. It's not your parents' fault. It's not your children's fault. It's not your partner's fault. It's not your lack of having a partner's fault. It's not the dog's fault. It's nobody. It's not the government's fault. It's not, that's the worst one of all. Blaming the government. Please, they got to do what they got to do, right? You just work within the guidelines to the best of your ability, but they're not keeping you stuck. Nobody is keeping you stuck. Now, I will say about this is what I will say. Okay, we have 2 superpowers in life, even though I'm holding up 4 fingers. 2. We have 2 superpowers in life. 2. You have the power of focus. I nearly forgot what they were there. You have the power of focus, and you have the power to decide where you're going to place that focus, right? You have the power of focus and the power to decide where you're going to place that focus. And both of those things are fully within your control. Nobody else gets to say what, when, who, how much. Only you. Only you. So if you are finding yourself stuck in a situation or a scenario that you are so over, whether that be with a weight issue, whether that be with emotional eating, whether that be with a business issue, whether that be with a financial issue, whether that be with a partner that you're just so done, whether that be with a lack of a partner that you really want one, but you're scared to do those, I don't know, those dating things, or I don't know, because I really ignore them. Whatever it is, right? I'm stuck, I'm lonely. Well, you're not stuck being lonely. Get out there, go to the club, have a drink, meet some people, smile. It's not that scary, right? What's the worst thing that could happen? You go to the club and maybe nobody looks at you. Oh, well, fine. You can go talk to somebody. You have to wait for them to come talk to you. It's not all about like the booty call and the whatever. It's about you just expanding your own horizons and believing that you are worth something. You're worth making an effort for. Are you up out of your stuckness yet? Are you up out of your stuckness? We're going to have a bit of a smackdown today. We're going to have a smackdown. Kim's going, LOL. Time to dust those shoes off and move on. Yes, move on. If you're never really stuck anywhere except in your own patterns of belief. And these are patterns that we just talked about in the bootcamp masterclass that I did. I'm not going to go into it to the same extent, but we do have patterns. Our patterns come from our beliefs. So essentially you could say really everything comes from your beliefs. As Mr. Tony Robbins says, the only thing holding you back, the only thing keeping you stuck is the stories you keep telling yourself. And most of the time, people, they'd be fairy stories. They're fairy tales you're telling yourself, then you sit back crying because you're like, why am I stuck here? You're not stuck anywhere. You always have the power of focus and the ability to decide where you're going to place that focus. And that makes a world of freaking difference to everything, to everything. If you're going to focus on everything that's wrong, that is not going to get you towards what's right. If you're focusing on everything that's wrong, that is not your one-way ticket to everything that's right. Does that make sense? There's your tweetable for the day, people. There's your tweetable. Focusing on the things you don't want is not magically going to materialize the things that you do want. I'm just going to repeat this up. We're coming out with some gold today. Focusing on the things that you don't want is not magically going to make the things that you do want materialize. And nobody's going to knock on your door. Everybody's not going to come knock on your door with a screed and start telling you how fabulous you are, and she's giving you, she's gifting you half of her empire. Please, I wish. Line me up. I'd like that to happen to me. I love the woman. I'll sit there waiting patiently. Please. But it's not a thing. That is actually not a thing. If you would like to have that kind of thing happen, then you're going to have to wake up from your delusion and realize I was busy doing her own thing. She ain't going to be coming knocking on your door with her screed to giving you half of her empire. You've got to get up and make your own empire. And when I talk about that, I'm really talking about the empire of your life. Not so much the empire, that fabulous show that's on TV, but the empire of your life. What do you want it to look like? What do you want your legacy to say to the world? What is it? Because you're going to leave some behind. What do you want it to be? What do you want your time here to say about you? Oh, gee, that person sat back and whinged a whole lot. Glad they were part of my life. Oh, that person sat there and never aspired to do anything or become anyone or help another person. Change for kids. That person just went about their whole life hoarding up things for themselves and then never ever reached out and did anything for anybody else or showed any kindness to anybody else in their whole lives. Change for kids. Do you like my little name drops there? This is real, but seriously, this is what it's about. There is so much potential within you. Now, oh man, I've closed it off on my Facebook page today, but I wrote something earlier today that came to me. I thought it was quite nifty, but it was something along the lines of, I don't know if anybody saw it. A few people saw it. I put it in one of those colored things, you know, that Facebook lets you put it in. And it said something along the lines of, you were born with your own amazing brand of awesomeness. Stop waiting for permission to flaunt it. Just get out there and do it, right? Your brand of awesomeness is not going to be everybody's flavor. That's not what it's about. We sit back and we think, if I'm myself, people won't like me. They probably don't like you now if you're trying to be fake and be someone that you're not. So you might as well, if you're going to be unliked, you might as well be unliked for being you than be not liked or gossiped about for trying to be some fake person. Don't you think? Like, seriously. Everybody's just like, Kim's going, you're on fire, girl. Boom. Yes. Yeah. Kim says, nope. She goes, nope. It will give you more of what you don't want. Law of attraction. See, I tried to sneak it on in there in like an underhanded way, but Kim's just come out and goes, she goes, it's LOA, people. It's law of attraction. Whatever you focus on, what you're going to get. It's what you're going to get. You sit there focusing on how much you hate your big booty. It's not going to make the big booty go away. You're going to focus on what you want. What do you want? That is what's going to get you unstuck, out of your stuckness and into a level of freedom that you can right now only imagine about. And half the time you don't imagine because you don't even dare yourself to dream that big. That's for other people. That's not for me. Oh, they can do that. I can't. Listen, let me tell you something. When I first started live streaming now, which is just over 12 months ago. Yay! Everybody like, yay for Kylie. It's been 12 months. This is how I started. I don't have anything to, like, I started with a selfie stick, right? I go back, I said, listen, you're going to go hunt down those early videos now. You can giggle, right? I started with a selfie stick. I think they were on my business page, on my business fan page. It's a selfie stick. It's all wobbly like this. And I'm like, hey, I had no idea if it was working. I didn't know if anybody was there. I didn't know how to tell, right? This is 12 months ago. And I'm like, trying to hold the stick, trying to look semi-cool. No idea what I was doing. I was sticking notes up on my window so that I had some semblance of what I was going to say in any kind of coherent fashion. And then with time, right, came the confidence. With time came the self-belief. With time came the annoying sort of persona that you see now in front of you, that will hog the screen at any given opportunity. As Dale knows, my friend Dale from Change for Kids, he's like, well, I'm going to do this thing. And I'm like, and I'm going to film X, Y, Z. I'm like, you're not filming anything without me there. I need to be on the screen. I need to be on the screen. But it takes time. This is what I'm saying to you. I didn't sit there focusing on what I didn't want. I didn't stay there in my stuckness and go, oh, that sucks. I look really stupid. Hi, everybody. Like, no. I mean, to be honest, I thought I was doing fine at the time. And I was doing fine at the time because it was where I started. But you don't want to stay there, right? So with time, consistency, practice, time, consistency, practice, time, consistency, and practice. It developed its own life form, which you now see before you. It's a little scary, I know. But the twiddle for the day is I really want you to remember, if you remember nothing else out of this time today, that you always have with you the power of focus. You got that focus? You have the power of focus and the power to decide where you're going to place it. If you're going to place that focus on everything that you don't want, the things that you don't like about yourself, the reasons why you can't do it, then don't expect anything to change. Let me just give you a whole nother tube of super glue. You can stick yourself down real good. If you start focusing on what you do want, the things that you do desire, the things that you know are possible for you, even if you're not sure how it is possible, you just know that you have that desire within you for more. Focus on that. It's not going to bring bad things. Surely only good things can come from that, as Kim so aptly stated. It's law of attraction, people. It's not like a fairy tale. It's a thing. It's like gravity. It's like any of the other laws of the universe. I mean, you can say I don't believe in that. It's all right. It doesn't make it not happen. It doesn't make it not real. So this is what I'm leaving you with today, because I did say it would be a short live stream, and I've given you so much crazy ass value that I feel like my work here is done. So I'm going to say my work here is done. So on that note, I'm going to ask you to please do two things. I'm going to extend to you today is an invitation. If you are feeling like you are stuck in your life, in your relationship with food, stuck in emotional eating nightmare, stuck in a weight loss, weight gain, rebound, self-sabotage cycle that you don't know how to get out of, and you're thinking, yeah, I'm really done with this. As you know, so many of you know, so I'm not going to say the whole story now. That was the story of my life. That is why I'm Australia's emotional eating coach. I'm very proud to sort of carry that banner, because I know exactly what it's like. I've been there, and I was there for 30 years. It wasn't a short stop that I made there. I set up camp permanently, flew my flag, and then sat there in my own misery wondering why I couldn't get out. I have the tools, I have the information, I have the knowledge and the experience, because I've been there. I have helped hundreds of women now escape that nightmare. And if that's something you'd like to talk to me about, simply send me a private message. We can open the conversation about that. The third thing that I'm going to ask of you today, and I know people say, don't give people too many things to do. Well, I'm like, I think you're all quite intelligent. I don't think any of us are, bamboozled by these three things and three options. The third thing I'm going to ask you to do, please. So I know it's Thursday for us here in Oz. For some of you, it's still Wednesday. So we're partway through the week. We're heading into the weekend. Please do really realize that the only person keeping you stuck is you, and that the magical superpower, the most wonderful gift you can give yourself, is to realize that you never really are stuck. That is the illusion. You always have the power of focus, and then you have the power to decide where you're going to place that focus. That simple act alone will completely change your world. Or as we head on into the close of yet another week, the only person who can change your life is you. Apply your focus and decide where you're going to place that focus. When you step up and do that, that is when you absolutely have what it is.